Hello everyone, it's me, Team Mario C, and we are back with another episode of Cosmicsky Pantheon. It was kind of a rush in the first episode. I was kind of very spontaneously decided to do the series, but I am now, starting to commit to it. I had to spend quite a long time editing that first video. Today we're going to do a slightly more chill one. Let's show you some clips of what's happened in the meantime. I believe we took a short visit to the LMS. The LMS is a last man standing zone. If you receive prizes by being on the site. It's like a capture the site thing, but you can't actually capture it. You just get rewards every minute. If you manage to survive there for 10 minutes, you get given a bonus slotbot ticket. These are special currencies that can be used in the slotbot machine to get random rewards that are based on typically the current loot box and a few other things. They have basically become a store of value. You'll see that they have a cash price. They're kind of like an investment asset because they will gain value over time as new items come in, and they're used as a trading currency that is separate from, say, cash or any other material. So it's kind of like a whole other secondary market for slots outside of even what items they give. So, that's how that works. But we got one of those, so basically the long and short of it is that's a good thing. Now, I have been busy. The other thing I did is I tried to do a Sky Wars. There's another one in 4 hours, which I'm not going to take part in, but apparently that's the thing. Apparently I did place 4th, though. How? How did he not die? That's so funny. What? I played it well, bro. He just comboed both of us. That's so funny. Oh, we should have been way more aggro, but that was the first time I ever played that, so interesting. So I got a some slot scrap, which is quite funny. But we have some XP. We have 62,000 XP to be exact, which, if we look at the current EXP market, it's actually quite a lot of money. A lot more money than I have in my bank account, but people are making money fast, so it's an interesting thing. But the main thing I've been doing today, when I haven't been editing yesterday's video, was island quests. Now, off camera, I think I hit island level 3, and then I spent a long time grinding to get some enriched fuel nodes, and I have most of those here. I haven't actually sold them, because even if I did sell them for, like, I mean, what price have they started to go up? I mean, it makes sense they have, because cash inflation has gone crazy. Honest, though, they haven't. They really haven't. They've gone down, if anything. But I've got a lot of XP, and the reason I've got a lot of XP is because I've been doing quests. A lot of quests. And I have a lot of rewards to claim. We have, I mean, count them yourself, a lot of basic, elite, and legendary rewards to claim. And I, for one, am looking forward to it. I have been saving these up for... No, not /collect. I've been saving these up for hours. And it's time we just got on and claimed some. So, boom. Boom, 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 Right, shall we look at what we got from all that? We got 19 honeycombs, some books, some fuel nodes. That's not from the loot. That's separate. Some spawners, a baby auto miner, which is huge. Some wheat seeds, some sweet berries, some glow berries, some pitcher pods, and an elite stone randomization scroll, and some skill. That could have been better. And a coal fuel recipe page, which, let's see, is that worth anything? Not worth too much, but we will need 9 of those. I will explain that another time. This is my ult. One of the most important things about an island is having the island loaded at all times, so you get an alt Minecraft account and have them sit on your island. I don't really have much automation going, but this guy's mostly just helped me spawn lots and lots of chickens, despite me having now 31 spawners, formerly 27. So that's fine and good. Oh, and we also got some potatoes, which is nice. And some spider shards. Very interesting. But what I want to do is I have a whole bunch of XP and I want to open some gems. So we talked last time briefly about custom enchants. And this time we're actually going to open some. Now, just to put it into perspective, if I go and look at minor stone gems, yeah, so this is probably worth like not an insignificant amount of money, but the main thing actually is probably the XP. So we want to open these gems. We are going to start with the mages. Now, mages are better than miners because they give you higher level and better break chance in general, but they're not like insane. The insane ones are perfect gems, but we don't have any perfect gems. It also costs a lot more XP to open, so hopefully we get something good. We unfortunately did not get anything good from those. Let's go straight for these ones. We did not get anything particularly good from that either. Let's go through and actually talk a bit about the custom enchants. So again, there are a variety of rarities going from basic to elite to legendary, godly, and then heroic. And there are a huge variety of the enchants, and you can always look at these using /enchants, and you can see if I just click on this, I mean, absolute boatload. That's just for sword. Similar number for that. Then you've got, you know, armor. There's lots of crossover between the armors, and then you have, oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. Oh, this is good. I think they have actually got round to updating this, what the combat is, so you can see what those specific ones are. Hopefully that is up to date. Don't know for sure. So let's go through and talk about why all of these bad. First of all, there's no bold enchants, so there's nothing that's max level. This I am going to keep because this is a very good enchant, but level 1 is also still not great. Other good enchants that would be nice if they were just higher level. Honestly, Shredder's good for grind swords, and most of the rest of this solar flare is decent for PvP, but it's mostly just really bad. And as you can see, the luck I had yesterday in getting dust was insane, because you mostly get mystery dust. So now let's open the rest. I'm again not expecting much from our miners, but yeah, this unfortunately is not good because the max level is 10. Most gems have a max level of either 3 or 5, but you can always look in /enchants. So if we look for lucky, you can see that it goes from level 1 through 10. most things you go through here, there's somewhere around 3 or 5. Some, as you can see, are 6 or 4 as well. So it's usually somewhere in that. But level 1 gems are pretty universally trash. So we have enough XP to open 26 more gems. That first 9 was terrible. Oh, I would love to get something good. We haven't really got anything good. There's a couple of things in there that might be somewhat viable. So obviously everything with a high break chance is bad. Crop damage, again, this is another max level 10 enchant. This is a great enchant, but again, it's level 1, so I don't care. This is a terrible break chance, but I'm so broke that it might still be useful. And then this is also, Relentless is also good for adventuring, but it's max level 5 and has a high break chance. Not going very well. Not going very well at all. So to end it off, we are going to open 8 of our remaining gems. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So, I just talked about, or I didn't just talk about, last episode, and I'm going to talk about it again, there is a massive premium for max level enchants. You'll see that unlike these things, the number on this is bold. This is buffed 5. Let's go into Axe enchants. Let's look at the description. Chance to gain adventure upgrade when killing marauders. This is a must-have PvE enchant. It is very nice because adventure upgrades are very good. Look at this. 2 hours ago, 175k. This single gem is paid off the cost of everything I just used. I just used 60k XP, that's like 120k. All of the gems were probably, I don't know, somewhere in that ballpark. And I didn't even open all of them, right? So this, everything here, like most of this, turned into nothing. I got a little bit of dust back. Basically no good enchants up to that point. But this single gem is, the premium on it makes it worth it. So yeah, we do have some RNG based mechanics in this game. But we're gonna do it offers in chat because I am broke and I want to get some actual decent bids on it. But again, our benchmark from 2 hours ago is 175k, so we're not accepting anything less than that for sure. But what we can do is we can put some of our empty honeycomb in there. And we are now working to level up this queen bee once more. I got absolutely no offers. Apparently people do not want it, which is interesting. It is very good. Like if I look at slot price, 36k, what is that? Like 5 slots probably. Like it's decent. For now though, if we're not getting any offers, I think I'm going to AHF something a bit ridiculous, like 300k. Nah, that's a little bit too much. Let's do like 250. Because that's still quite a lot more than the thing. So if that sells, I'm not going to be mad, right? Yeah. So that was cool. We got some good RNG. There are lots of enchants like buffed that if you get, they're a GG. Especially most max level ones are like that. Some obviously enchants are better than others. And it's a part of the skill curve for you to be able to identify which enchants have higher value. I will say, if you want a good benchmark, it's going to be somewhere between Gears 3 and let me think. What's literally the worst max enchant? Oh, this is a challenging one. What's the worst? What's the worst? Probably like Harvest. I mean, okay, I'm a bit biased, but most of the farming enchants are quite mid, especially the low tier ones. But like, generally speaking, if it's a maxed enchant, it'll be worth something. But there are some like buffed, and to a greater extent like Gears and other enchants in the game that are just super valuable. So yeah. The problem, however, with buffed I should mention is that there is another great PvE enchant that is competing for the heroic socket slot, and that is Hitlist Hunter, which is why some people might not like to have it, right? But I have done enough yapping. What we're going to do today is actually do some adventuring, because I've done all this questing off camera. I'm bloody bored of questing. Yes, so one thing I got while completing Island Challenges was a Slayer treasure. Now, treasures are very rare drops that you can get from doing all 4 island skills. So there's a fishing treasure, a mining treasure, farming treasure, and a Slayer treasure. And these are upgradable loot boxes, which means that if you keep them long into the map, you can get like the top tier insane stuff. So they actually, I think they've updated this so you can see the preview. This is the one I currently have. We could get a baby auto slayer, a slayer bot upgrade 1, a lucky mask, a slayer sand pet, 3 cosmo slot ticket scraps, skill token shards, pet leash, random rare candy, or 500 cosmic coins. Then once you upgrade it, there's a lot more that you could potentially get, including the iron quantum saber, which is frankly very OP. However, the minimum mob you need to kill to get these is zombies, and if we do IS level, zombies start at 16, which is fund locked, or the island level isn't out until day 8. So yeah. So what we're going to do though is, because it's going to be a while and you know, Slayer treasure ones are probably going to be quite common, we're going to open this. Now, what are we hoping for? We're hoping for a lucky mask. If I look on AH, lucky masks are worth quite a lot because they reduce the break chance of gems and are very important for applying gems and making custom gear. So that's a good one to get. Slot ticket scrap is okay. So is skill token shard. Pet leash would be a rip. Rare candy would be pretty mid. Slot, the coin note is just so tiny, it's laughable. And the Slayer bot upgrade would be, I mean, it's not bad. The problem is that it's way too preemptive. We would need a full adult or a regular auto slayer to use it, because you can't use upgrades in baby bots. So bit of a problem. And the baby auto slayer would be kind of nice for an early game automation setup. So we go into the toggle, loot box animation, bish bash bosh. Let's open it. Again, if we see a lucky mask, it's GG. Most of the other stuff is kind of mid. That's okay. That's okay. That's not, by far not the worst item. Take a look at that. 3 of these. It's not nothing. It's not nothing at all. Skill tokens are really nice to have. They have some very powerful abilities. I haven't even touched on this yet. You need a rank to be able to get them. I, being Celestial rank, could get all the way up to these top ones. But, you know, this perk, like, you know, there are some good stuff in here. Very, very important for all 3 of these areas. Very valuable. Hard to get early game, you know, and stuff like that. It's cool. So, I think I've finally done enough yapping. Let's do some proper freaking adventure grinding. I have a whole PV full of cooked chicken from when I was doing the Alliance or the Island quests. I should probably grab this and this. Yeah. Oh, and I got some carrots from a loot table earlier. Yeah, a loot table earlier as well. So, right. I think at last we should head to the adventure. So, we did go to the adventure before. We travelled through this portal to get teleported to a random point of interest. However, we didn't really stay for very long, and things have also changed. Wait, this is the same POI. You will notice that there are mobs stronger than basic. We now have up to legendary mobs. We also have elite mobs, but I can't see any in the immediate area. I'm going to pop strength trinket because we want to be able to one-shot these guys. And yeah, this is most of it. This is the early game grinding experience. That's a lot of damage, Christ. Now here's the important saturation, okay? So I have well-fed 1, and now, well, I'm going to regen like 1 more hit point, right? And now I'm not regenerating anymore. But when I eat this, so it's actually giving me a preview that's going to do just under 4 bars. But when I do eat this, with well-fed 1, it nearly gives me completely full saturation. And that's with level 1 of the enchant. There are not many enchants in the game that are like still even halfway decent at level 1. And well-fed is a common enchant, or a basic enchant. It's pretty cool in that respect. We also just got some science scrap, which is huge. Science scrap is, you know, very important. We haven't got any chest other than basic yet, so we haven't really been grinding for very long. We're also seeing messages in chat for an airdrop. These are special loot things that drop special airdrop crates from the sky. If you have good headphones, you can probably tell auditory-wise the direction of where the airdrop is landing. It also should fire off special particles that show you its path through the air. I haven't really explored the map very well. This place looks awesome. There's a lot of legendary mobs there. There's a cat. Okay. I think we're miles. I'm gonna go ahead and make the executive decision not to go for the airdrop because I'm pretty sure we are absolutely miles from it. There we go. We finally got on a different chest. That guy, who I'm not gonna go in and party because honestly the captain would probably kill me. Oh, and sometimes mobs despawn. It's probably the most frustrating part about adventuring when that inevitably happens. There are also special mobs. One of them is the llama. Now llamas, I think, and other special mobs and other adventures will only spawn in higher tiers of bandits, so you won't find basic llamas. You'll probably only find them in the higher ones, I think legendary and maybe elite. Okay, that guy's arrows were just straight going through me. Some of y'all are gonna accuse me of hacking because that was kind of busted. But yeah, this is the gameplay. This is the gameplay, and I should say that things get way more interesting when you start getting custom enchants on your gear that actually help you deal damage. At the moment, the custom enchants on this set, Angelic, Bandit Barrier, and Well-Fed, these are all like survivability enchants. You might have seen it proc like once in this fight. Honestly, I don't even think. Angelic 2 procs so little, you probably haven't even seen it once. But it's supposed to give you additional hit point regeneration. The density of mobs here is very high, which would be great if I had a set that could kill them quickly, but I don't, so it's actually taking a lot of effort to move through this. Now, mule transfer. What is a mule? Mules are special NPCs that can allow you to send your items out of the adventure. So what you'll find is that you'll collect a lot of different loot while you're grinding. And you'll probably want to get... Sorry, I had to pop a slash heal. I'm afflicted with weakness, which means I can't one-shot these guys. No. Dip. The poison is rough. Yeah, okay. We've got a legendary boss bar, which means the next thing we get is going to be a legendary chest, which I'm excited for. Be scared of wolves, because they can also do bleeding tick damage, like what I just showed you. But yeah, you can get quite a lot of stuff in adventure chests. But it's a dangerous mission, as you can see. I didn't even notice how close to death I was there. Yeah, but just, you know, adventuring is good once you have good gear, but until then, it can be quite tough. Which is why I'm probably only going to focus on doing a daily hour to get my adventure level bonus. Because otherwise, it's tough. This is someone else's chest. Yeah, this was the other guy's that he left here, unfortunately. Now, there's a special feature for when you kill mobs of a tier. So if I kill legendary mobs while having a legendary boss bar, it actually awards you with double progress, which is a massive buff. Obviously double is big, right? It's kind of self-explanatory. Jesus Christ. One of the worst things you can be afflicted with is weakness, because it stops you from being able to one-shot basic mobs. And then when you have a horde like that, you can't just like, beam through them like normal. Also, that lightning thing you saw earlier, that's probably Judgment, which is a custom enchant, one of the ones that can help you deal damage, especially to large crowds. However, it is incredibly loud, so we are going to turn it down to 2%. Now, there's been a pretty big meta change since the last time I played, and it's to do with slightly more intricate ways in how you make good gear. Usually, back when I played, you typically built good sets off of realm gear, usually dwarf armor. And the reason you did this is not just because the dwarf armor had attributes, which are additional perks in addition to like vanilla enchants and custom enchants. They have like a stat boost that might do reduced incoming damage on top of all of that, right? And that was very powerful. But it also came with mythic sockets. If you don't know, mythic is the highest tier of enchant in the game, which means that a mythic socket, as I think tried to explain sockets yesterday, is basically a universal socket. You can put any enchant in a mythic socket. Having a mythic socket on your gear would allow you to potentially have 2 heroic enchants, because you could double up on... Sorry, I'm getting absolutely stomped by these bandits. You can double up on heroic enchants, because you can put 1 in a heroic socket and 1 in a mythic socket. And that's, you know, very useful, because heroic enchants is generally quite powerful. However, that is not the case anymore. the reason that's not the case anymore is because the gear that came with those mythic sockets does not exist. It has been replaced with crystals. These crystals allow you to apply certain attributes, like the minus incoming damage thing I said earlier, but instead of doing it on a per piece basis, it's now a set bonus. So you need 4 pieces of armor, all with a certain thing. And speak of the devil, I just got some items from killing a mob there. One of them was a shard for the fishing lake portal. Now there are there are now 3 different realms in the game. Used to be 4, and they have a rotating active status. So at the moment, the fishing realm is active, and every 2 hours it will change to the dwarven realm and then to the enchanted forest. Good back off. And we just hit a new milestone, adventure level 2. 5% chance for 2 times chest progress. This is very good. Now we'll get the perk. As you can see, instead of giving me 3 points, because I'm on a legendary boss bar and killing legendary mobs, they're actually giving me double that, which is 6. But yeah, where I was talking about gear before I almost died again. It's actually really tough when you're only in Protection 3 gear. You can imagine that if you're in anything worse than Protection 3, and God forbid you, like before this map, when you didn't have access to these adventure kits to start off with, grinding was rough. I would honestly, if you don't have Protection 3 gear but you have access or are working with other players and you can grind on an island that has island quests unlocked, just do that, bro, because it's not worth to go adventuring if you don't at least have Protection 3 gear. But yeah. So I was talking about gear creation. We need to try and go back to that. One little trick we can do is put a bunch of the science scrap we're collecting on a trinket just to save inventory space. Because you can no longer get gear that comes with mythic sockets, set creation is actually even more limited, because getting those mythic sockets is a far more challenging thing, and the gear you build off is kind of like, how do I explain? It was basically a given that you were going to build your sets off of dwarf gear, because the attributes and the built-in mythic socket were just that OP. But now you actually have some options. You can build off of heroic socketed plain gear, like the chainmail chestplate I said earlier. Or you can build off Dead Hollow gear. And Dead Hollow is a special mini-boss that can spawn randomly, and it gives a custom armor set. There is also a kit associated with it. Oh, huge. Another baby auto miner. That's awesome. That's great loot. Love to see that from a legendary chest. I don't know, this guy's walked up to my crib. Or no, I guess not. He's how many basic mobs were hiding out over there? So what I'm trying to say about gear creation is that it's probably harder, or at least a little bit more complicated compared to when I was last playing. I need to think hard about what I want to, for example, use my sockets on. What enchants I want to prioritize. I think there's also an open question about how much adventuring I'm actually going to be doing. And to be honest, I don't actually know the answer to that currently. I just had a chest spawn outside of this building, which was a bit frustrating. Now, we're going to try and mess with a certain very strong enemy here, which is a captain. Now, captains are shiny, even like that. Also, this is the mule. Okay, I've now aggroed his attention. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, that's beautiful. Admins, I love you. This is why we need fire protection, by the way, because they do fire tick damage. But fire protection will let you take less damage and reduced burn time. But because this guy is basic, he's pretty weak. Well, captains are special because they give you a lot more items. You'll see I got 5 different items from the basic loot. And he also gave me an adventure upgrade, which is now I have a 1% chance to get additional item drops. We are only like less than 20 minutes into the session, and I have a nearly full inventory. Normally, you would use that mule to transfer some of your excess items out, but because I have not hit the required level, I cannot take advantage of his services. So that's kind of a priority thing that we're going to try and get to as soon as possible. Here's a demonstration that you can unfortunately get llamas in elite squads. Jesus. I thought I'd reduced the volume on it. You guys saw me turn down weather, right? Maybe that counts as ambient environment, the actual lightning. Oh yeah, as I said before about fire protection being important for captains. Projectile protection is important for these guys wielding arrows, because they will actually hit you occasionally, and they will deal a lot of damage if you are not suitably prepared. The reason projectile protection and fire protection are so important is because in this game they are stackable with each other. Which, the reason why I'm able to one-shot these guys with a stone sword is because I have both smite and sharpness, and because they are undead creatures. That is not the case for the wolves and for the llamas, which is why they are seemingly so much tankier, because I have to rely only on my sharpness to actually get some hits off. Yeah, that guy is an example of someone who is strong, because they can take on that many enemies and probably not die. Or maybe he did die, or run away. Hard to say. No, apparently it's not ambient/environment either. Luna, do you have any? What could it? I'm pretty sure lightning is supposed to be muted by weather effects, but you know, never mind. Little piece of advice for your trinkets: throw them above your head, because when they land, they will give you the maximum duration. Otherwise, you might not get the max time, and you'll have to use up your trinket things and your science much quicker than you would otherwise. I'm also taking good advantage of two commands that I have access to. That is /heal and /eat. Slash heal especially, but slash eat as well is good in an emergency because, again, of the power of saturation. Now that is a new thing. That is a custom recipe page for trail mix. Now trail mix is a custom recipe. I don't know what it involves. We'll have to wait until we are out of the adventure. There we go. Adventure level 3 has been achieved. The XP required to level up is going up quite rapidly, if I do say so myself. That is a fearsome foe. That is a legendary captain. Potentially giving me 5 legendary items in a single kill, and he is likely to be as strong as you would expect to match. We are going to very carefully try and clear out the riffraff. I noticed that he seems to they also will hit you from way further than you think they will. But one of the best ways to kill... Jesus Christ, do you see that? See that single hit? See that single hit, brother? Making progress. That's a hitless chest. That's very nice. So you want to try and get them in a position where you can hit them and they can't hit you. Fire is incredibly dangerous. It will mess you up way more than you think it will. Promise you. Do not mess with fire if you can avoid it. But what you can try and do is knock them off. They also have thorns, which means that they can just knock you out of any little cubby holes that you might try and find yourself in. But we are slowly but surely dealing damage. Remember, this is worth 2.5 chests, as well as giving you 5 times the base points of a legendary bandit. Unfortunately, someone in the area has come near, and they will no doubt be looking to steal my kill. It's very important that we don't die while fighting this. I mean, you would probably think that's pretty self-explanatory, but it's very easily done when you're facing off against a legendary bandit. Oh yeah, make sure you're using stealth. Okay, okay, good. TP. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? The fire damage prevents regen that you might be used to while fighting against other mobs, and then they just need two or three lucky hits, and you are screwed, mate. I'm gonna run him out to a return radius, I think. Yeah. Get him to come here. Right, he's almost dead. There we go. Did it. We got a baby auto slayer, some gems, coal ore resource fragments. Got huge loot, actually. Actually huge loot. Let's drop... let's open these random books, because if they're bad, we can just get rid of them. Like that. And a fisherman, Fred Pet. Whoa. Okay. Baby auto slayer, baby auto miner. That seems like a good place to at least TP out. That was pretty dramatic. We took down the strongest creature that currently spawns in the lawful zone, apart from Dead Hollow. Dead Hollow is probably like 10 times stronger than that, just as a benchmark. But can also be cheesed if you are good. Captains are much easier to cheese in the way I just did, where you like hit them from a place they can't hit you, even if it's just over like a wall, and you hit them down from if they try and jump up and you just keep hitting them down. That small incline. That principle can be applied basically anywhere on the map, so it's a good rule of thumb. Now let's take stock of the loot. We have gotten a few % dust, which will be very useful for when it comes to crafting. 8 minor stone gems, 2 major gems. We have gotten ourselves some spawner shards for all 4 types of spawners currently available to us. A heroic socketed chestplate, a number of stone sockets for a variety of tiers, a baby auto slayer and baby auto miner, a fishing lake realm shard, some repair scrolls that I will store in there, a full rabbit spawner, and a number of seeds, including 45 wheat seed, 19 sweet berries, 13 glow berries, and yeah, things are looking good. And not to mention, we also have some science. Some science, ladies and gentlemen. And what can science get us? Science could potentially get us. What is this? Oh, this is what the CC looks like. Good luck. Good luck. 220 slots. Lucky block dead hollow. I swear this is like a red. Oh, a 3 times loot box bundle. That seems decent. Not bad. Wait, you can... Oh, you can get 1 to 2 of them? Crazy. That was probably average. Right. Thank you for the content, whoever opened that. Let's go back to the island. Now, how do I... okay. One thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the recipe. Now, trail mix is here, and it is flint. Where'd you get flint from? Flint from silverfish and raisins, which is auto-smelted thingies. So let's talk about the principle of custom recipes. With the sole exception of the tutorial recipe, things like cheap bread, every recipe is reliant on ingredients being processed in a auto smelter. It's a special kind of bot. It consumes fuel and it turns your raw ingredients into slightly more valuable versions of themselves. But more importantly, it turns those raw resources into something that can then be used in custom recipes. And custom recipes is where you make money on your island. There are a lot, but whichever one you choose to go for, whichever one is the meta in that season, it is incumbent upon you to take stock of what you need and to prepare in advance. There are, especially for the Lost Wasteland and above adventures, there are pretty complicated recipes that might require the material before. For example, the Croaker's Bite requires tadpole toast, which requires bread and tadpoles. So this is like a pretty simple one, right? But it's, you know, you gotta be careful, right? So yeah, that's a little bit of the gist of custom recipes. If there's something I missed, I will throw it in the edit, maybe. But yeah, now we have some science, but we also have some bots. We have 3, in fact. Count them, 3 auto mining bots. We now have a baby auto slayer and a baby auto harvesting bot, which means that once we finish this adventure grinding, I think we need to do some automation. I think I probably have the money to do it now. Let me think. Natural blocks. Yeah, I think I probably do have the money to do a somewhat frugal automation setup. Yeah, I think so. I can probably also buy more science, like a science block for 39k. What is that? It's not bad, you know. It's not bad. Yeah. I'm probably, because the reason I want to think about that, right, is because I would like to get some bots from here. you can get a whole bunch of things. You can also get baby auto smelting bots, crafting bots, and stuff like this, and make a rudimentary setup. But the main thing I want to do, right, is I want to keep progressing through the island levels, which means I need to get automation set up as soon as possible. And that will probably mostly be tomorrow's episode, tomorrow's job. But it is now looking more possible now that I have, like, some more bots, especially some more baby auto miners that I can use. If we go and look for, like, baby bot, these things are cheap. Wait, these are this cheap? Okay, these are this cheap. Damn, people have been adventuring. Hell yeah, people have been grinding. Okay, so this is good. This is gonna be probably even cheaper by tomorrow, right? Because a lot of top islands are probably moving on to, like, actual full adult bots, right? Like, yeah, this 380k, because you can get upgrades in them, and there's lots of reasons to upgrade. But we can probably get, like, a full baby bot automated setup, because if we look at, like, wheat seeds, these things are also dirt cheap, and we're honestly, like, we're getting a decent amount of crops as well. So yeah, okay, I'm optimistic. Science stays reasonably affordable. We can get enough hoppers. Yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be a great day. But I'm going to go back and finish this grind sesh. But I'm probably going to do it off camera. We've had a nice little demonstration of the adventure. I've shown off the island quests. It's probably something I'm going to deprioritize in the short term, because I need to do a bunch of building work to actually make the island automation setup. But tomorrow is where the business happens. We honestly, we will want to be doing some more adventure, or some more adventure grinding once the godly loot comes out. So I'm going to try and get as much of my quote-unquote day 3 content of building the island done as soon as possible. I'm hoping that with my quote-unquote day 2 recording being much shorter than my day 1 recording, that will prove viable, but we will see. So with all of that yapping out of the way, in short, look forward to tomorrow. Look forward to seeing how you actually build a early game, or I say early game, it's not even early game, complete beginner, frugal, don't have any money, no collection chest, no money, broke ass automation, and it's gonna be good fun, because I think we now have everything we need to set a rudimentary one up. So yeah, we'll see that in tomorrow's episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.